Welcome back to the Blue North. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about Hillary Clinton and the revelation that her campaign lawyers may have infiltrated the Trump server at the White House and at the Trump Towers. And therein lies the beginning of the Russian collusion. It's just shameful. This is ridiculous. This is more of a continuation of the style of leadership that we're getting from the left, from the Democrat. It's just, we're seeing so much of this, and yet there's so little accountability coming in. I don't understand it. Okay, I'm going to go back a little bit. I'm going to go back to the Kavanaugh trial. So the Kavanaugh trial, we saw them try to destroy Judge Kavanaugh from getting onto the Supreme Court. What was the reasons behind that? The reason behind Kavanaugh's attack, I guess was the best way you could put it. Now, Christine Blasey Ford accused him of being a little bit hands-on at a party. The problem is, nobody remembers the party. Nobody remembers going to it. Nobody remembers being at it. Nobody remembers a single thing about this party. So 30 some years ago was when the party happened. And now at the threshold of accomplishment, she's coming out and saying that Kavanaugh did something. Kavanaugh was at the threshold of being put on the Supreme Court. A stellar career. The man had a stellar career. He has a family. He's a good family man. He's loved and everything by his family. He treats them good, obviously, or they wouldn't have been there to back him. So right at the threshold of him being given this great accomplishment, they attack him. Now, not just attack him, there were paid people out on the street. When they were asked by reporters on why they were out there, some of them couldn't even answer why. They just, well, he's, and then it progressed out there on the streets to him being a rapist. So he wasn't just hands-on a little bit. No, he became a rapist. So destroy the man, destroy his family, because, I mean, obviously, if he's found to be unfit to be on the Supreme Court for his rapist, actions back at this party, then obviously it's going to affect his marriage. It's going to affect his relationship with his children, with his co-workers, with his job. It was going to affect everything. But they were willing to do that. They were willing to attack him on that level, to that element. Now, if they were really interested in women's health and women's safety and women's rights and all of that, they would have went after Democrat Keith Ellison with the same vigor and hatred and signs and everything else, because he was going to be appointed Attorney General at the state level. And he was accused of mistreating his girlfriend by her and her son. There was 911 and hospital records. There was actual proof of his mistreatment of his girlfriend, but there was nobody coming out saying that she needed to be defended, that she needed to be believed. There was nothing there. These women that were out in the street paid with paid signs, professional signs. Now, if you're out there and you don't know why you're out there, if you haven't got a clear answer for a reporter, when the reporter comes up and says, hey, why are you out here? I don't know. I don't know. I got this sign. He's terrible. He's a bad man. He's a rapist. He's terrible. Okay. Why? I don't know. That's what we're told to say. So why aren't they, if they were really out there for the reasons that they said they were, and they paid money for these signs, because these signs weren't homemade, they weren't pieces of cardboard with a black marker saying, oh my gosh, Kavanaugh is a rapist. These were professional signs. Somebody paid for these signs, and somebody paid these people to be out there, right? Some of them even admitted to it. So why weren't they over at the Ellison appointment? Why weren't they over there saying, we need to stand together, women shouldn't be treated like this, and we need to stand up for women's rights, and we need to do this? That's what they should have done, and that's what would have given them credibility. But they didn't do that. They turned a blind eye to a Democrat mistreating a woman, and they were trying to go after a Republican, and there was a reason. The reason that they wanted to go after the Republican and not the Democrat was because the Republican was going to be put on the Supreme Court, and it went against Roe versus Wade if he got elected or selected to go to the Supreme Court. Now, if he was appointed there, it gives the conservative majority on the board to the Supreme Court, and going into Roe versus Wade, it may take away women's rights to have abortion. And that's why he had to be destroyed by the left, because it goes against their narrative and what they believe. And that is the problem that we're seeing at so many levels. We're seeing that same level with both Joe Biden right now and Kamala Harris. We're seeing that they are willing to allow, well, they're allowed, they gave Russia a list of what they can and can't attack. Yeah, that happened. Then you had Afghanistan. They pulled all the guys out, all the troops out, but they didn't pull all the people that we were there defending, the ones that needed the military there for their safety. He left them hanging. Then he said, oh, you're not going to see like Vietnam style where they're taking them off the embassy roof in a helicopter. Yes, Joe, that's exactly what they did. People don't matter. The Democrats are showcasing this, and it's sad. The leadership that's over there is ridiculous. So now we're going to the Hillary Clinton campaign is caught now. There's actual proof. They're gonna, like, you'll have more proof coming out, and I'm gonna follow it right here on the Blue North. But these people are willing to destroy lives in order to run their narrative, and that is very clear. In Benghazi, Hillary Clinton was willing to allow those 4 Americans to die, and didn't go in, didn't send extra troops, and actually abandoned them there because she twisted the narrative to say that it was all about a movie. No, it wasn't a movie. You were given pre-warning. You never got those 4 souls out of there. And then when you were caught on it, your answer is, well, what does it even matter if it was a movie? Or it matters quite a bit, because if it was a movie, nothing to do with you. If it's the true thing that happened, if it was based on you just didn't take them out, you knew there was going to be an attack on the anniversary of September 11, it's pretty heartless that you left them there. That's a big deal to me. So this is the same woman who was willing to destroy Nixon at any cost. She was fired from working on Watergate because the lead investigator there had to fire her, called her unethical and a liar. She was lying and making up evidence. This is the same woman who now is the beginnings of the Russian collusion that the Democrats used 2.5 years of Trump's 4-year term. And it's all a sham. $25 million worth of taxpayers' money. The Mueller report, the endless coverage from left-leaning media trying to destroy credibility of a president doing a great job. Then you have the family element trying to destroy Trump's credibility with his friends and his investors and you go to the very heart of everything about that person if he's willing to be treasonous and work with a foreign country to steal an election, when in reality what we're seeing now is that it was more of the same from the Democrat side. This is shameful. This is I hope to see more truth come out. I'm going to be reporting the findings here on the Blue North, so hit the like and hit the notification bell and stay tuned right here. I'm going to be reporting everything that I can find on this. This is the most shameful thing I have seen in a very long time, from a side that's continuously letting me down. The Democrats, like Adam Schiff dating Christine Fang, a Chinese spy, and sitting on the Intelligence Committee. Where is the ethics groups calling for the resignation of these people and forcing it? We need to have more counteractions for when Democrats get caught, or Republicans, but I'm waiting for that. They're There hasn't been a Republican that has been caught doing something wrong, worthy of being told to step down from office. When was the last time? Not during Trump's campaign or his first term as president. So why, when we see Adam Schiff going constantly to the TV and saying, yeah, I see the proof, it's right there, the evidence is plain and simple. You have all of the MSNBCs and CNNs and ABCs and CBCs all saying, oh my gosh, yes, the evidence, the walls are closing in, it's the final nail in the coffin. And it was all bogus. It was all completely fabricated, coming from the Steele dossier, everything, all the lawyers infiltrating and starting the Russian collusion lie in the first place. This is the most treasonous thing. This is the most shameful thing that the Clintons have ever done. This is the absolute most ridiculous behavior I've ever seen from someone that says they're the qualified leader. Hillary should not be allowed. Bill should not be, just on his sexual exploits. I mean, you paid 6 women to shut up, and you have Lewinsky, who you just abandoned and ruined her name after your time with her, and your countless trips to Jeffrey Epstein's island, which we kind of know is not a real, we know what goes on the island. Epstein's girlfriend was just charged and found guilty. So this woman was at your daughter's wedding, and Jeffrey Epstein was at the White House countless times, and you flew on his Lolita Express or whatever, how many times? There's just, these two people should not be allowed anywhere near a leadership role anywhere. And anyone associating with them should bear that brunt with them. If you're willing to work with them moving forward, right, you shouldn't be allowed any kind of leadership or any kind of ability within the governance of a country. And that's where that's where it should start, is start punishing those people willing to associate with them politically. Because this is shameful. This is treasonous. And as the evidence comes out, I'll be reporting more of it here. It's just more of the same. And I don't know what else to say. I'm not surprised. I really couldn't be much more disappointed in a political family than I am in the Clintons. But this is just way more of the same, and I'm expecting the left and the left media in Hollywood and everybody else right now to come rushing to Hillary's defense, saying that she didn't know nothing, wasn't her, it was her lawyers, and if the pattern is true, we're going to see these 4 lawyers may just go missing. They may just end up dead somewhere. I just don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to stay tuned on it. So stay tuned right here with me on the Blue North.